What has my transformation taught me about women? Now, 2 years ago, bro, I was a skinny, insecure. I had the weirdest haircut. I'll even put up a photo. I had the weirdest haircut, and obviously I had no confidence when it came to women. I couldn't even talk to my fucking female classmates without like my face going red or me kind of like my heart racing. I wasn't even into them, but I would still like get nervous and shit. Like, what do I say? And I would look down on my feet, kind of like with my pockets like this. So what was the homework? Like some weird shit. Now, what has it taught me about women? Now, before I go into the real like lesson, I'll tell you how I led up to it. Now, probably like 6 months in, this is when I started getting more confident, not just with women, but in general, right? Now, 6 months in, you can make quite a decent amount of progress, right? Like, I think my bench went from 20 kg, like I could rep the 20 kg, like the bar, and then I hit like a 60 kg PR. Well, no, like a 70 kg PR 6 months in. And that was a lot, like from 20 kg to 70, that's like almost triple, over triple, what am I talking about? And I started getting more confident. So I was talking to women, like on Snapchat or Insta. I would meet up with them, like on some cringe shit. Oh god. At least I talked. I would go out to in my town, and I would sit on a bench, and it'd be so awkward. Jesus Christ. But at least I had the balls to talk to women. Now, what I was trying to say, 6 months in, you're not going to make that much progress, but I was so confident. Now, obviously, if you take a picture from me 6 months in and a picture from me, at the start, you would see a difference. But that big of a difference, I was still skinny. And probably a year in, that's when I started going into that like hardcore red pill shit, where I'd treat the bitch like shit. Like leave her on red, like kind of ghost her when you say, okay, let's meet up like at 12, okay? And I let him go. Or I kind of go, and then I say, I'm gonna get a drink somewhere. Like, I don't know, I was going to some random shop or chilling at a bench, and then I would meet up with my friends and kind of just like leave her there. But it's so weird how women like react to you treating them bad. Most women are like fucking insecure, bro. They're so insecure. I don't know. It's weird. That's, I guess, one thing that has taught me, about women. They like to get treated bad. This is weird. It's weird. But that's not what I was trying to talk about for the main lesson. So probably a year in, exactly a year into the gym, I fucking partially ripped my tricep tendon, on this elbow, and obviously I couldn't train. I couldn't train for half a year. Now, just then I was speaking to, some bitches, and I was meeting up with them and shit. But after that, 6 months, no, probably 8 months, because I was losing my physique. No bitch contacted me. I didn't contact any bitch because, I was kind of ashamed of myself. Like, literally, as soon as I was injured, I didn't get no attention from women. No, like, not a single drop. Not a text. None of this, none of that, nothing. For like 6 months, no, yeah, something 6 to 8 months straight. The thing is, I healed my injury like 6 months in, yeah, obviously that took a long time. And I lost quite a lot of muscle, I lost a lot of muscle. But even then, once I started coming back, 2 months, I still didn't get no attention. Now, was it because I lost muscle? Partially, probably. I looked obviously worse. My arms weren't full. t-shirts that were once tight on me were baggy. Well, not baggy, but you would see that, you know, they used to hug my arms, you know, they would be like up here, but then they would kind of like sag down like 6 months later. Was it because I lost the physique? No. Partially, probably partially, like 10-15% of the reason is because I didn't have any confidence. Even when I came back 2 months in, like, okay, I healed my injury in like 6 months. 2 months in, I still didn't get no bitches. Wasn't getting texted, I wasn't texting them. Even if I did, they would ignore me and shit. It's because I didn't have no confidence. Now, with this and with a lot of other people, this proves that looks don't really matter. I know looks do play a role, but I only think the role it plays is it gives you confidence. Looks, being confident in how you look obviously gives you confidence, and that's really all that women, that's all they really want. A confident man who's comfortable in their own skin, who would argue for themselves and not be against themselves. But if you're against yourself, they don't want anything to do with you, obviously. If you're against yourself, you're most likely depressed, you're sad, you're kind of antisocial. Of course women don't want that. And this is also what I've seen with like bodybuilders in my gym. Well, there's this guy, bro. I don't believe for 1 second this guy's natural, but he's like David Laid times 100. He has the most aesthetic physique, yet he's fucking massive. I think he told me his circumference of his arms, 50 centimeters, which I don't really believe, because that would be as much as the fucking Trent twins, and he's natural. Obviously, I would kind of believe it if he's, you know, on steroids, which he probably is. But this guy was the most awkward guy ever. He was the most awkward guy ever. I tried to talk to him, tried to like, get into a conversation, like, hey, wow, how long have you been training? Like, he couldn't even look me in the eye. Usually these people, like, when I talk to people in my gym, they can at least look me in the eye, or at least like talk with their chest up, you know? But this guy was like kind of like, I trained for where he couldn't even look me in the eye. This guy could pull anyone, any bitch. Yet, bro, he comes in, he doesn't talk to anybody. This just shows you that the black pill is bullshit. Looks don't really play that big of a role. It's only the product that comes out of being good looking and having a physique. It's the confidence that comes out of it. Like, when you look yourself in the mirror, you don't see a piece of shit. You see someone who's like jacked. You see someone who looks good. And that's all it really plays. There's just, I guess, the reassurance that you're something, that you're worth something. Like, I've also seen people who look like fucking, they look repulsive. They really look repulsive. Now, I'm not saying these guys pull 10 out of 10s. They pull like max 3 out of 10s. But still, they pull bitches, and you're not pulling bitches. And I wasn't pulling bitches when I was injured. I mean, bro, these guys, they really look repulsive. They have like long, thin, I need you to imagine this, right? This guy has like rectangular glasses. I mean, I have glasses, but God, I hate rectangular glasses. They don't look good. And then they have this long hair, and then it's like thin and greasy, and bro, his teeth are like all crooked. I'm not saying my teeth are good, but his teeth are like really crooked. And yet he's chilling with like 2-3 bitches, which obviously they look 3 out of 10s. One of them's fat, one of them's but they still pull more bitches than you. It's because this guy is so blind. I don't know what the fuck he's on. He's probably on everything, bro. He's like on weed. He's probably drunk and high at the same time. Like, obviously, bro, the only thing they do, they're in my town. They chill on a bench, and then they kind of like, bro, they're smoking cigarettes, vape, weed, drink. Oh God, degenerates. Just complete degenerates. and they're pulling bitches, and you're not, and you probably have a physique. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Really. And that's what my transformation really taught me about women. Women don't value looks. Of course, I mean, if you're like a real 10 out of 10, if you're like the most gorgeous man, I'm talking like Henry Cavill type masculine look, and you're kind of awkward, you don't know really how to talk, you're kind of like, you fucking stutter in your sentences, you probably still will pull. If you're like that gorgeous, like on another level. But this guy, bro, he was actually quite decent looking. I'm talking about this really aesthetic guy in my gym. He was so aesthetic, bro. Like, when he was doing pull-ups, like, bro, if I was gay, I'd be all over that shit. No homo. My God, why did I say that? But real, like, this guy was actually really, I mean, he was, like, his face was decently attractive, right? And paired with that physique, he would be like at least a 9 out of 10. I'm not kidding. But he was socially awkward, and I'm assuming he has no girlfriend, no nothing. And then there's this other guy in my gym. He's definitely not as insane with his physique as this guy, but I would say he's really aesthetic. He's really aesthetic. You know, he's quite strong, right? He's really strong. I would say he's like David Lade. I would say he has a similar physique to David Lade. Obviously not as aesthetic as David Lade, but he has the wide shoulders, narrow waist, and this guy is like so confident with everybody. He goes to them, he's like, "What up?" He's diving up everybody in the gym, and bro, the bitches are all over him. Like, he's at least talking to 3 at a time, and I wouldn't say it's because because he has a physique. It's because of the fact that he has a physique and he feels confident about himself. He feels confident in his skin. Now, that's the only role looks and physique really play. It's to be comfortable in your own skin. If for some reason you could blind yourself and delude yourself that you're the most attractive person on this earth, I would have no doubt you could pull like real 10 out of 10s. Like, I'm talking about real attractive women. I would have no doubt you could pull it if you like were so delusional that you were like Henry Cavill, fucking David Lade type attractive. If you could delude yourself that much, then you could pull like real 10 out of 10s, like 10 out of 10, like real 10 out of 10s. Like, imagine you're 10 out of 10. Like, really imagine. What does she look like? What does her physique look like? Her eyes, like real specifics. A fucking guy, which I described earlier, with the greasy, thin hair, rectangular glasses. Like, I don't think this guy is that delusional. He's quite delusional, this guy. He still pulls bitches because of that. But if he was even more delusional, he would pull a 10 out of 10. I would have no doubt. Really. Really no doubt. Now, the moral you should learn from this video is, okay, looks don't matter, but we are also not delusional. We can see ourselves in the mirror and we can see that we're fat, we can see we're skinny, we can see we're this and that. But you should definitely, take care of your physique, because we're not delusional. Most of us are not delusional. Of course, we can be delusional, but real life and physics don't lie, okay? You can see if you're fat, you can see if you're skinny. So, still prioritize your looks. Still get a physique. Still take care of your hair, your face, whatever. But I would guarantee you, if you're kind of delusional like I was, 6 months into your transformation, you would be pulling, like, maybe not 10 out of 10s, but you would be confident enough to actually just talk to women. Like, if you're right now, like, really fucking awkward, I guarantee you, you'll be talking to women right now. If you're like 6 months in your transformation. Once you gain that little bit of confidence, then everything just kind of domino effects from there, right? So that's what I've learned, really. I hope you learned something. Let's get a little flexing in here. I'll show you most muscular.